welcome to a Digimon video. In this video, as you can probably see, I'm going to be covering the Digimon Digi Battlers, which were released in two different types. We have the Agumon style and the Patamon style. Now these were released alongside the Digimon Pendulum toys and have the two prongs at the bottom to be connected to two-prong virtual pets such as the original Digimon bricks and the Digimon Pendulums. Now if you have deja vu right now, it's because I've already actually covered the Digimon Battlers in a previous video, but since my Patamon one arrived yesterday, I thought I'd just revisit the topic a little bit, but I will try not to repeat anything that I said too much in my original video. So, first of all, as I've mentioned, these are compatible with the Digimon OG bricks and the Digimon Pendulums, and I'd say a couple of other two-prong devices as well. They're actually compatible with each other as well, so that's interesting. But of course these were made primarily to be battled with the Digimon Pendulum and the Digimon Brick. However, they are a lot stronger than anything on the Digimon Brick, and this is because they actually have an effort value in their output as to be basically as strong as a Monzaemon, so that's interesting. So they're very strong. They will most likely beat any Digimon on a brick, and but seem to lose more often against a Digimon Pendulum like I have here. So these were only ever released in Agumon and Patamon styles, so I guess they only had orange and yellow plastic available because these were never released in any other shapes, which is fair. And I actually looked at the output codes the other day, and I actually found that they had the exact same codes between them, both for the Pendulum and the Brick, meaning that despite them looking like an Agumon and a Patamon, their codes aren't of Agumon and Patamon, and the codes are exactly identical. So the only difference between the two is the sound that they make, which is, I will turn this on, and it talks like Patamon, and this one talks like Agumon. So this one makes Patamon noises, this one makes Agumon noises, and Patamon says airshot, and Agumon says baby flame, as we've seen in the other Agumon video. However, the voice lines for Agumon are a lot clearer than the voice lines for Patamon. Patamon seems to just sort of giggle, while Agumon actually says things like, "I'm hungry." So I think the Agumon one's actually a little bit better, except Patamon kind of has opposable legs, well, all four legs, and Agumon only has these two opposable arms, and the Patamon just sort of looks a little bit nicer, except he's kind of missing a mouth, but I don't know. So there's a few differences in their overall design, but in the end, they've just got the two prongs at the bottom that you can connect to. So let's fight Woodmon against this Patamon. Now I actually had to put the time in the future because Woodmon does not wake up until about 2 PM. So you just connect it by connecting the prongs at the bottom. It's usually useful if you slide the legs apart for Patamon, and you connect it. Oh, it didn't want to connect. So it has battled, but I guess I didn't connect it well enough, and that is a problem with the Patamon design because these legs kind of make it hard to fit any of them. And when I was battling the two battlers yesterday, I actually found that they don't quite fit together perfectly, and you kind of have to hold them. So let's give that battle another shot. Agumon's design is obviously a lot flatter. You can see he just sort of sits directly on his prongs, and the movable legs kind of get in the way for Patamon. And now that time it battled. So the interesting thing was what I've mentioned in the last video, which was the attacks actually line up. So they're attacking at the time that a normal pet would be attacking. And also, the noise that Patamon makes for losing is very similar to the noise that Patamon makes to winning. So let's connect this up with an OG, which is the version 6, Now, the version 6 and version 5s do tend to win a little bit more often than the other versions. But also Gekomon's quite weak. See, I can't actually tell the difference between Patamon's losing sound to his winning sound. At least with Agumon, he groans when he loses, or he says "yata" if he wins. Patamon just kind of giggles at everything, and the only line that is clear what he's saying is "air shot." So that's kind of weird. But yeah, functionality-wise, they are the same toys completely, and I think Agumon should have batteries in it. So let's give Agumon a battle. Are you on? I think we're about to find out. Also, Agumon talks a little bit less than Patamon. So that's the thing, and I just heard Agumon talk, so... There we are. Also, side note, I absolutely adore Woodmon's attack sprite. It's so creepy. It's a little tree claw branch thing. It's really spooky. It's really cute. So Agumon says "yata" when he wins and groans when he loses, and Patamon just kind of giggles no matter what. I don't know. It's a weird thing. So I think in terms of soundboard, the Agumon one is much better, but in terms of design, I think the Patamon one's a little bit better. But only annoying part, as I mentioned, are the legs, which are kind of cute that you can oppose him. You can have him sit like that, or you can kind of move him, and I think the speakers also seem to be a bit louder too, because I can't even find Agumon's speaker. I think that's Agumon's speaker, but Patamon has it on his back, and not just under his chin, and his speaker's just larger. I'm not sure why they made the design so vastly different. If you put them up next to each other, you couldn't actually tell that they're from the same series. They're just kind of that much different. And I don't know why they decided to put Patamon speakers on the back, because it kind of stands out a bit. Otherwise, it would just look like a figure. I guess if you have him like that, you can't really tell. Meanwhile, Agumon is full of mold lines and screws and joints, so you can kind of see, oh, yep, this is definitely a toy. And his switch is right on his back, so you can kind of see all the mold lines there. But Patamon, if you put him to a certain angle, you can't actually see that he's not just a normal figure, except for obviously the mold lines there. But yeah, so that's a little bit of a bit more of an information and a revisiting of the Digimon Battlers. I do recommend them if you're raising a Digimon Pendulum, just because you need to get in 30 battles rather than just 15. And also, you can get the win percentage up quite high. If you only have Digimon bricks, as in the original, like here, I wouldn't really recommend them, because they're not going to increase your win percentage that much or at all. I can rarely win against a Digimon Battler with any of my other versions. Usually I can with the version 6 and the version 5, but not when I'm running Gekomon, obviously, because Gekomon's just really weak. So definitely something to consider picking up if you are into the Pendulum series, though, because it is helpful to get those battles up. And as I said before, just to reiterate, it is compatible with a lot of two-prong devices, but they were made specifically for the Pendulum and the original style. So if your pet can connect to a DMOG or a Pendulum, chances are it'll also connect to these, but I haven't really tested it to be working with any other virtual pets. Just the Pendulum and the brick. So that's about it. See, nice and fun, nice and short. I don't think I reiterated too much that I said in my last video. I just wanted to quickly update everyone that, yay, I have Patamon now. And I'm kind of glad they only ever released 2, because I would have to get all of them, especially Patamon. Or maybe if they released multiple, I would only have Patamon. I can't really tell. Anyway, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!